Alright, hope everyone's doing wonderful today. Today what I got in store is we'll be checking out and opening up this really cool old product, the Magic the Gathering Beatdown Box Set. Been wanting to get my hands on one of these for quite a while. They are pretty expensive, brand new. I did find this one on eBay. Pretty much everything is sealed inside of it. It's just missing the outer cellophane and there is a tear in it. But for the price that I got it at, it was totally worth it. Really not too much money that I spent on it. So I'm very happy and I finally got one to open up and check and share with you all. Again, this is the Magic the Gathering, the Beatdown Box Set. It's like a 2-player box set that they came out with back in the day that you could just buy, grab yourself and a friend, and you can just have some games ready to go. It comes with 2 pre-constructed decks, I believe 2 dice and some like rule book and stuff like that, just so you can get some games going. Really cool kind of cardboard box as well. You got one of the Djinns and I think Singer Vampire kind of duking it out. It's got this interesting sort of sleeve over it that has the same art as in the background. So kind of cool how it lines up. And yeah, just a really cool box set that we want to have. You can hear the dice rolling around in there, and we're going to open it up and have some fun with it. Let's just check out the packaging. Magic the Gathering, kind of got the gold foiling. It says Beatdown here. It's a Beatdown box set, ages 13 plus. Beatdown box set. This is one badass set. Don't believe us? Take it up with creatures like Mahamati Djinn, Aerodoom Djinn, and Singer Vampire. So it gives out some big creatures there, letting you know that this is going to be some creature-heavy combat, which is pretty cool. It's bigger too. Bigger creatures, bigger combat, bigger hurt. Grab a friend and tear them apart. Get well card not included. Such like fun little puns they have, like on even the text itself. Hey, it's all in nasty, dirty fun. They crossed out good and clean. Play with pain, deliver a beatdown. Okay, expert level Magic the Gathering. So I guess this is an expert level, probably because the decks are a little bit more advanced than these starter decks. Wizards of the Coast here. I kind of like this side right here. It's pretty funny. I don't think they'd have any new products that say stuff like that on it, but it's fun. I mean, this is like a more mature game, supposed to be ages 13 plus, because it is darker content, like a bunch of like murder cards and stuff like that. So it definitely kind of makes sense. Rulebook not included. I'm pretty sure there might be a rulebook in here. I think there is a rulebook in here. I'm not sure. Contents: 2 61 card pre-built decks containing 5 rare cards each. Interesting. 61 cards. Is it like 60 cards plus the Djinn and Singer? Possibly. A premium creature card featuring never before seen art in each deck. So I'm pretty sure the foil Singer Vampire and one of the Djinns is like separate art, like only you can find in here. 2 20-sided spin down life counters. So it comes with 2 dice. A 2-sided locker poster. That's funny, a locker poster. I wonder if people, I guess kids nowadays probably have lockers. But yeah, I guess you could put it inside your locker or something like that. A full color booklet containing play tips and creature histories. This Beatdown box set makes a handy carrying case. Anytime you need to open up some Whoop-Ass. It is able to hold 900 cards in standard size sleeves and 12 60 card decks. So you can put a whole bunch of decks in here. New players should begin with the Magic the Gathering starter level game, just letting you know that. And then the whole side of the box is, let's just take out this sleeve. It is a bummer that has a little bit of rip, but I could put some tape on it. And then you got the nice box itself. Really cool art right there. Singer Vampire and one of the Djinns, I think like Aerodoom Djinn or something like that. They're just fighting at it in the swamps. Very cool. It's kind of a progression in the battle scene. He attacked, he missed, he's kind of hanging out over there, and then he's trying to swing at him again. He's just kind of dodging him. Most thinks he looks like the Hulk or something, but it pretty much doesn't look like they're landing any hits. Because who will win? That's what this Beatdown box set is here for, to figure it out. And I believe everything is inside of this set. Whoever had it before, I don't even think they used it. I just think that the plastic was ripped or something like that, and they just kind of left it. This is one of those kind of, they want to hear feedback. Tell us what you think, and you might win a display box of Plane Shift boosters. Interesting. So this is when Plane Shift came out. How much money do you spend on Magic the Gathering? A typical month. When did you start playing? How did you learn to play? If you were self-taught, which products did you learn to use? They wanted to know so much information. I don't think they do anything like this anymore. How would you rate this product? How would you rate the following items? To what degree would you say the Beatdown box set is a good value for the money? I wonder what the MSRP was this back on the day. It's probably similar to like the fat packs or the bundles or something like that. Maybe like $30. I have no idea. Why did you purchase it? Because it's cool. And yeah, just a whole bunch of things they want to know. And what was your first TCG you've ever played? You got Pokemon, Star Wars, other Magic the Gathering. It's interesting. But yeah, very cool. Just a whole lot of information they want to know, and I think you can send it in. There's a possible chance you can win some Plane Shift boosters. That'd be cool. I believe this is the locker poster right here. the invasion is in full force. So interesting. You got an invasion sort of advertisement here. You got the books. I've never really read the books, one of the older fat packs. The very interesting fat pack design. You couldn't really use the box itself as storage, but nowadays the bundles, I guess, you can use it. You got the war stories, the heavy hits, and special forces. And these are, I think, tournament packs or just like kind of pre-constructed decks. And it was interesting, back in the day, the fat packs or the bundles came with a book inside of it, so it's pretty cool. I opened up an old Kamigawa fat pack or bundle. If you want to check out on this channel, you can feel free to look at it. Look at this crazy insect-looking creature right there. It's got some like green energy. It's got like 3 kind of like eyes or something, like a crab eyes. Very wild. And I believe this is the locker poster featuring the same art on it. You got Singer Vampire trying to get the Djinn. The Djinn just looks like he was born in the forest. He almost looks like the green. But yeah, interesting. So like, I don't know who, I just got this on eBay, but like, I guess they really never used it. And you got the little booklet itself. I don't think that this is a rule book. Maybe it is. What do we got here? Oh wow, it's one of the Force of Nature art right there. Forward by Richard Garfield. You got the decks are called Ground Pounder and Aerodoom. So I guess one might fly and one's probably on the ground. Creature monsters, size, creature types, abilities, mana cost, and drawbacks. I think this is completely about this deck. And then Beatdown Gallery, and has a whole bunch of art, I guess. You got Singer Vampire, the Djinn, Fallen Angel, Clockwork Avian, Clockwork Beast. Very cool. Then the credits. So let's just kind of flip through this a bit. Oh wow, this is cool. You got the Djinn and the Dragon. 2 of the original playtest cards set the stage for today's big beasties. Very cool. So I guess this is like the first art of the Djinn. Very cool. Got a forward from Richard Garfield. Let's just flip through this. Oh wow, this is great. It's like glossy print. Really nice looking overview. And then these are the deck lists and strategies. Kind of tells you the selection list, the contents of the both beatdown decks. Yep, so it kind of tells you all of the cards in here. I don't really want to look too much on this because I'm going to be going through them anyway. Playing the Ground Pounder deck kind of gives you strategies, I guess. I guess the most efficient way to play it. And it looks like it is a, what is a red and a green deck? Let me see. Red and a green versus black and blue. Yeah, red and a green versus a black and a blue deck. Oh, that's pretty cool. Creating monsters. You got giant crab creature. This is a fun little pamphlet right here, or book. Creature types, abilities, size. Kind of tells you a whole bunch of things right here. Mana costs and drawbacks. Look at this cool art right there. Small little booklet. Pretty cool. Big creatures on the Pro Tours. Look at this giant killer whale trying to get this like dragonfly creature. Look at that art. It's fantastic. Drawn by Stephen Danwell. I can't really read the last name. It's kind of hidden in the waves. Top 5 big creatures for construction. You got Morphling, Masticore, Pyrexian, Negator, Hunted Wumpus, and Blastoderm. I've heard of some of those. Top 5 common creatures for limited. Blastoderm, Flowstone Crusher, Silverglade Elemental, Sparazin, Outrigger, and Deadly Insect. Very cool right there. It looks like some colored art right here. You got the gallery, you got Singer Vampire. Look at him. I think this is the art on the card here. Whoa, there's like a creepy pale person that he just grabbed on the head. Got the full moon out. He's got sharp long nails. What do we got here? We got Ernham Djinn. He's the Djinn he's fighting in the background. He definitely looks a lot smaller in this picture. In the background, he looks way more buff, I would say, and he just looks bigger. You got the Fallen Angel. Her wings were chopped off, and she's picked up a sword and some horns now. Just some dark stuff. Got Clockwork Avian, kind of metallic-looking bird. Automatron. You got a Clockwork Beast, again, some sort of artifact-looking creature. Walking along the plains. Got Leviathan. Oh, I remember him from like the starter. You got the Mahamoti Djinn. Another Djinn makes me think of like Aladdin or something like that. Coming out of the lamp. What do we got here? We got Fog Elemental. Just the face floating through the forest. Got Ball Lightning. It's got like teeth. I never realized that. It's like a slight nose and eye and teeth, and you're just like biting the rock. The lightning hit the tree, caught on fire, and just flung into the rock. Very cool. Got Yavimaya Worm, big old worm, about to attack this poor gorilla guy. Is this the brownie guy? No, Shambling Strider in the snow. And what is this? Just like some sort of artifact looking land. Very cool. questions, and again, one of the player action art. So just a very cool kind of simplistic book. Awesome to check out. Next thing I want to do, I'm going to check out the decks. Alright, now let's go ahead and check out the decks themselves. Slide this to the side, and these come with like boxes. Looks like it got a little moved around in here. So I guess if you take these out, they're saying you can fit a whole bunch of deck boxes in here. I don't think there's anything underneath here. Maybe the dice are in here. I think the dice are in here. But yeah, this is just the box itself, kind of like a divider partition going down the middle. And then you got this sort of cardboard inserts that kind of cradle the deck boxes if you want to do that. And let's just check them out. I guess it's the Singer Vampire. This is probably the Djinn. Again, comes with the spin down dice with the lotus on it. Very cool. Got this one. Set this here, and both of these decks are sealed, so I really don't know how they remain sealed for this long. And then this one is the Singer Vampire one with the Black Lotus. Very cool. Awesome. It's got the two deck boxes. We're going to open these up and have some fun with it. But look at these. These are pretty cool dice right here. And I believe they could possibly come in all colors, and it's like the Black Lotus symbol on them. Very cool. Let's check out the Djinn first. It says there's 61 cards, which is interesting. It's almost like at the last second they decided to throw on that guy on top. I think there's a pull tab along somewhere. Here it is. Very cool. It's been a long time. This has been waiting to be open. And it's interesting that older foils, like from any of the white border sets, all of the foils always have a black border, if you've never noticed that. So like 7th edition, their white border set, but their foils always have a black border. And I guess the same for the Beatdown box set, which is very bizarre. I never understood that, but I guess it's something to do with the foiling process. Or maybe if it was like a white border, the foil would look almost metallic. I don't really know, but they decided to go with black border for that. But again, this is like the specific art you can only find in the Beatdown box set. The symbol for the Beatdown box set looks like a mace. Let's see if I can get this to focus. It looks like a mace, and it's the Aerodoom Djinn, 3 and a green. At the beginning of your upkeep, target non-wall creature an opponent controls gains Forest Walk until your next upkeep. So it's a 4 mana 4/5, but you have to give one of their creatures, non-wall creatures, Forest Walk, so they can pretty much attack you and you can't block it. Because in this deck you're definitely going to be having green out, but it's a 4 mana 4/5, so I guess it's kind of, that's the trade-off. You get a pretty big creature on the battlefield pretty quickly, but one of their creatures get Forest Walk. So yeah, but you get to choose the creature, so obviously you're going to choose the smallest creature they have. I mean, that's what I would do. And this is drawn by Dave Dorman. It's the art of this guy. It looks a little bit different. It looks like the actual art itself from the booklet, more so than on the box itself. I just want to look at it real quick. Where we go. Definitely right there. That is the art. It is the art from the book. Very cool. So we got the Djinn. He is, I guess, the heavy hitter of the deck. You got Blood Rock Cyclops, 2 in a red. It's a giant. It's a 3/3. It attacks each turn if able, so it's got to attack. He's reckless, and he's got a bunch of skulls on his belt, and it looks like there's like a field of lava or something in the background. Very interesting art. Very kind of like nicely shaded by Tom Wanderstein. I got Sonic Burst, 1 in a red. This poor guy looks like he's being cut in half or something. He's being twisted by these sort of like blue vines or something, or tendrils. I'm not really sure. Well, it almost looks like the staff itself turned into them. Brutal, but I like the contrast between the blue and the red. It's an instant speed. Brian Snowdy drew it. As an additional cost to play Sonic Burst, discard a card at random from your hand, deals 4 damage to target creature or player. So 2 mana to do 4 damage, plus you got to discard a card at random for your hand, which could be very dangerous. I'm not a big fan of having to discard cards at random if it's my hand that it's playing with. But yeah, you can get 4 damage out there if need be. Shock, classic card, 1 red, deals 2 damage to target creature or player. It doesn't get much better than that unless it's a lightning bolt, but it's like a lightning bolt's younger brother. Pretty good card right there by Randy Gallegos. This poor guy just getting shocked right in the chest. Ouch. Lava Axe. This is one of my favorite cards when I was younger, because you hit him 4 times with this, you win the game. 5 damage to target player. Sorcery speed for 4 in a red, so 5 mana by Brian Snooty. This warrior is just throwing this axe made of lava literally at you. Watch out. Got the Curd Ape. Perfect for this deck. It's 1 red for a 1/1, but if you have a forest, It's a 2/3, and in this deck it's red and green, so you're gonna have a forest. So very cool. This is pretty much can be a turn 2 2/3. Because I guess obviously first turn 1 red, second turn put down a forest, making it 2/3. But yeah, very cool right there. The little intimidating red eyes staring right at you. By Kevin Myers Jr. drew that. Got Fireball, classic cards right here. Man, look at this confusing mana cost. They definitely updated this. There is no Magic cards nowadays that's going to come out with a Y up there. I mean, come on, that's crazy. Fireball deals X damage divided evenly, rounded down among Y plus 1 target creatures and or players. What? So you pay 3 for the X, 2 for the Y, and a red. So you do 3 damage divided among 3 targets. Yeah, it just gets so muddied and so confusing. Crazy. You don't see many cards like that. X, Y, red. Yeah, but cool art though. Love the deep like blues to the crazy fireball, the red and oranges. Great. Got Thunderbolt. So this deck is just a lot of direct damage so far. Yeah, just a lot of direct damage it looks like. Thunderbolt, 1 in a red, instant speed by Dylan Martinez. Got this like dragon getting shocked. Everything is lightning. Red is all about lightning and lava. Got all this lava in the background. Instant, choose 1. Thunderbolt deals 3 damage to target player, or Thunderbolt deals 4 damage to target creature with flying. Okay. So it can only deal damage to a player or 4 damage to a creature with flying. Kind of interesting. You can't do damage to creatures without flying. But I think in the other deck it's a bunch of flyers. I'm kind of guessing because in the book it said something like flying, I think. This will probably be pretty beneficial against that. I got Tulrum, a Minotaur. A Minotaur is right here. 2 and 2 red. It's a creature Minotaur with Pete Ventures. It's got haste, 3/3. Not too bad. 4 mana for a 3/3 with haste. He can attack right away. He's just rushing at you with his hoofed feet and a stone spear or metal sphere. You got Lowland Giant. 2 and 2 red. Oh, this poor little guy, he's upset. It looks like he's going to crush him. He's got an angry look on his face by Paolo Parente. Almost Stonehenge looking like stone obelisk in the background. And that's it. It's a 4/3 for 2 and 2 red. Raging Goblin, classic 1 red for 1/1 with haste. It's a goblin coming at you. Got some speed in the art. You can see there's lines of blur in the background. He's just rushing at you with his like bone club or whatever. Watch out. By Jeff Miracola. Classic Lightning Bolt. That's awesome that they have it in here. Beautiful card. 1 red. Lightning Bolt does 3 damage to target creature player. 1 red mana to do 3 damage to anything. It doesn't get better than that. I don't think there's a better just like 1 mana damage spell out there. I like Lightning Bolt, and Tragic Slip is my probably second, or I think Tragic Slip is my favorite 1 mana kind of removal spell. It's just fantastic. And I guess there's like Swords of Plowshare if you want to do that. But yeah, this is just a great removal spell, or just get some damage out there. You got Vashino Warrior, 3 in a red, and it's these lizard people. Always makes me think of like Star Wars or something for whatever reason. By Roger Raup. It's a 4/2 for 3 in a red, so 4 mana. It looks like we're onto the green creatures. You got the Yavimaya Worm. This art was in the booklet as well. Fantastic art. I'm pretty sure this art might be exclusive to this box set. I'm not really sure. I've never seen this art anywhere else, but very cool. It's tramples a 6/4 for 4 and 2 green, 6 mana. Put it out there. It's a 6/4 with trample. It's a big creature, and back in the day, this is probably one of the bigger creatures out there. I know nowadays, like power kind of ramped up, but this is a giant creature from back then. By Melissa A. Benson, her little signature there. Very cool, awesome art. Poor gorilla in the background. Fog, great card right here. I'm a huge fan of Fog, just because it can prevent like damage for that whole combat, and it's can be very powerful. Green, 1 green for instant speed, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. Just if you're gonna die that turn or you're gonna save your creatures, just play it and just they gotta wait till next turn. It's just great. I love the art. It's just like the whole force is fogged up, so nothing can happen because I can't see. Got Giant Growth. You're getting a bunch of good cards in here. 1 green, target creature gets +3/+3 till end of turn. I know these are just commons, but they're very powerful. 1 green mana, that's instant speed. It can be used as removal. It can be used as a finisher. It can be used to win the game. You just pump up whatever creature you want. Make the mouse giant to fight the dragon. By D. Trelizzi. And yeah, just a really great card. Got Quarion Elves. 1 in a green. Never really seen some of these arts before. It's a 1/1 by Randy Gallegos. As it comes into play, choose a color, add green to your mana pool, add 1 to your mana pool of your chosen color. Add 1 mana of the chosen color to mana pool. So this is actually a pretty great card. 2 mana, it can make green mana or whatever color. Probably in this deck you're going to be picking red. But this would be good for other decks as well. You can make a green and black or whatever you want. I think that's pretty cool. Fun card right there. You got Shambling Strider right here. Again, art from the booklet. 4 and 2 green. You pay red and green. Gives it +1, -1 till end of turn. It's a 5/5 by Douglas Schulter. Almost looks like a brownie monster. And he's got some red eyes. The abominable snowman just trekking along through the snow. You got Wild Growth. 1 green is to enchant land. Whenever enchant land is tapped for mana, its controller adds green to his mana pool. So it pretty much produces whatever mana plus another. So pretty cool card right there by Mike Rabe. Art's different. I feel like the art should be, this art looks like a card that destroys artifacts. I feel like it should be something more trees in the background, not something getting like destroyed. But yeah, pretty cool right there by Mike Rabe. Oh, look at this. Plated Spider. I knew it. Ron Spencer, my favorite artist from Magic the Gathering. 4 and a green, creature spider. It may block as overhead flying. This is before, I guess, reach was a keyword. It's a 4/4 for 4 and a green that can block flyers. Look at that spider. It's absolutely brutal. All of its legs just look so sharp and is fighting dragons. Got Crash of Rhinos. Not a stampede, a crash of rhinos. 6 and 2 greens, trample. It's an 8/4. That is a giant creature, but it takes 8 mana to put out there. It's a rhino and it's got trample. Yeah, it's crazy. I wish I had one more toughness though. By Steve White. Just beautiful, beautiful realistic rhinos running through the Savara or whatever, coming right at you. Look at those horns, absolutely long. Very cool, great art. Deadly Insect, 4 and a green, creature insect. Can't be targeted of spells or abilities. It's a 6/1 though. It's got 1 toughness, but this thing can't be targeted by lightning bolts or anything like that. But it can't really block anything. But look at this crazy thing. It's like attacking people. Nasty by Randy Gallegos. Got Llanowar Elves, the old art that was very strange. It almost looks very visceral, like the brain is showing or something like that. Some sort of futuristic tech elf or something like that. It's a creature elf that adds green to your mana pool if you tap it. 1 green for a 1/1. Great for elf tribal or just any deck that needs a mana ramp by Anson Maddox, which in this deck you're going to need because there's some heavy creatures to put out there. Got Rampant Growth. This giant Jack and the Beanstalk looking thing. And this guy, soldier in the background. Not sure if a millipede's coming out of there. Not really sure. By Tom Kiffin. 1 and a green, sorcery, search your library for basic land card, put it into play tapped, and shuffle your library. So it kind of speeds up your land, lets you put another land onto the battlefield, but it comes into play tapped. Got Scaled Worm. I remember this card. Cool looking card right there. This little, or I guess pretty big dragon. He's in the winter. It looks like snowing. His nose is emitting a little bit of heat, and I do like his kind of red and purple inlaid gems or whatever, I guess his scales. 7 and a green for 7/6, so just a giant dragon, I guess worm. Yeah, it's a 7/6 creature for 8 mana. Just crazy casting cost. Got Woolly Spider, not a woolly mammoth, a woolly spider. 1 and 2 green for 2/3. It may block as though it had flying, so it has reach. Whenever it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +0/+2 until end of turn. So that's pretty cool. If it's blocking specifically flyers, this thing is a 2/5. So it can do a lot more blocking. By Daniel Gleon, it looks like a fluffy old spider. Looks like some uncommons. Got Thundering Giant, 3 and 2 red. It's a creature giant with haste. It's a 4/3. So there's a whole bunch of green creatures with haste and a whole bunch of a bunch of green creatures with reach and a whole bunch of red creatures with haste. And there's some giant green creatures as well. Pretty cool stuff by Mark Zerg. And he's just walking over the lava pits, not even looking down, just like it's nothing, because he lives in them. Look at the crazy veins on his legs. Just fantastic art. Got Hulking Cyclops. He's got his bone axe. Got the blood moon in the background. He means business. A little talisman along his neck. And he is just jacked and ripped. He's crazy strong. The Hulking Cyclops can't block. Probably because he can't see that well. It's a 5/5 by Paulo Parente. So 5/5 for 5 mana. I mean 5 mana. Yeah, not too bad. We got Crashing Boars. We had the Crashing Rhinos. I believe now it's the Crashing Boars. 3 and 2 green. It looks like Ron Spencer drew this one. He got some sort of like elf creature just getting destroyed by Pumbaa, flipping her in there. Almost looks like a spear or something is lodged inside of him, or maybe, I'm not really sure. It looks like, yeah, maybe the elf creature tried to hit him with a spear. Whenever Crashing Boars attacks, defending player choose an untapped creature he or she controls. That target creature blocks Crushing Boars' turn if able. So it has to block something. If they have a creature able to block, they have to pick it and it has to block it. It's pretty cool right there. So I guess that's what it's showing. The poor elf had to block. Oh, I love multicolor cards. The beautiful kind of gold borders, fantastic. They should bring back the gold border color like this. Got segmented worm. It's like a fire worm living in the water. Interesting. It's 3, a red and a green. It's a 5/5 by Jeff Miracola. When segmented worm becomes target of spell or ability, put a -1/-1 counter on it. So even if you use the giant growth on this, it's going to become a 4/4 plus a 3/3. So it's going to, even if you play a spell or ability on its own, it's going to take a -1/-1 counter. And the counters don't go away. So this thing, if it just gets attacked by abilities, it's just done. But cool art. Looks like there's a rare, got ball lightning. And this is the art from the book. The lightning hit the tree, ignited the tree, and gained some fire with it. 3 red for 6/1 with trample and haste, and then at the end of turn you got to sacrifice it. So pretty much 3 mana that's going to be trying to get 6 damage across. It does have trample, which is great. It has haste, so it can attack right away, and you don't mind if it gets blocked because it's gone at the end of turn anyway. Oh, nice! You got a Sivana, Shivan Dragon, 4 and 2 red. This is the old classic art by Melissa Benson, absolutely fantastic. It's just so giant, the camera is so down low on the ground, letting you know just how giant this beast is. Fantastic art, makes you think of Dragon Ball Z a little bit, just the colors. But yeah, I just love the angle of the camera in the picture. It just makes you look like you're on the ground and this poor thing's about to stomp on you. It's got flying, it's a 5/5 for 4 and 2 red. You pay green, you pay red and it gets +1/+0 till end of turn. So you can pump it up as much as you like and it's just a beast of a dragon. Super awesome. Got Bolduvian Horde. This is a pretty good card right here, except you gotta do the card thing. 2 and 2 red, it's a 5/5, so 4 mana for a 5/5. But when it comes into play, you gotta sacrifice it, unless you discard a card at random from your hand. So when it comes into play, you gotta discard a card at random from your hand, which can be very hurtful, especially if you want those cards in your hand. But if maybe he's the only card in your hand and you play it, you're okay. But there's just these giant horde of creatures, and it looks like they're almost blowing smoke or something like that, or like maybe it's just cold out, but it just looks like they're throwing energy or something. By Bronze Snooty. Oh nice, we got Force of Nature. There's some fun cards in these sets. This is awesome. But look at this casting cost. 2 and 4 green, 6 mana. This thing is a beast. 8/8 with trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 8 damage to you unless you pay 4 green. That's crazy. So if you don't feed it 4 trees at the beginning of your upkeep, this thing, it just hits you for 8. Fantastic. And I think it's just the art. Yeah, this is the art right inside the book cover right there. Force of Nature. This thing is brutal, by Douglas Schulter, hanging out in the swamps, and he needs the forests or he'll hurt you for a lot. Wow, some artifacts even. Got Clockwork Beast, 6 mana artifact creature for a 0/4. Comes into play with 7/1/1 counters on it. Can't have more than 7/1/0 counters on it. At the end of combat, if it attacked or blocked, remove a +1/+0 counter from it. You pay X tap, put +1/+0 counters on it, only play during your upkeep. So you can kind of put counters on it. You can't have more than 7. If you attack or block with it, you have to remove a counter. But yeah, it's like some crazy kind of dinosaur looking artifact creature. Love the colors, by Carl Critchlow. Oh nice, you got some slippery karst. Some cycling land, 2 any color to cycle. Comes into play tapped, adds green to your mana pool. Looks like some sort of underground like well or something like that. Very cool. Oh nice, another cycling land. Got Smoldering Crater. You pay 2 of any color. It comes into play tapped and it creates red mana. Cool. The Lava Field. Got Dwarven Ruins. Comes into play tapped, adds red to your mana pool. You can sacrifice it, add 2 red to your mana pool. If only these lands didn't come into play tapped, it'd be very powerful because you could sacrifice them right away and add 2 red. Almost looks like the stone. Yeah, it's a face. You got eyes, a nose, and a mouth inside the rock right there, by Liz Danforth. Very cool. Another one right here. You got Havenwood Battleground. Beautiful art. Fantastic, by Liz Danforth again. Looks like you got a snake there. Maybe snake charmer there. Not sure what's going on there. Beautiful. Kind of like some rock structure in the background. Comes into play tapped. Adds green to your mana pool. Sacrifice it. Add 2 green to your mana pool. And then we got some mountains, all with a bunch of the same art. Beautiful green mountains, beautiful sky, by John Avon. Got some Douglas Schulter mountains, the classic mountains right there, and some Rob Alexander mountains. And then we got some forests. Beautiful forest. Love the top-down look. Kind of a wilting, kind of decaying tree a bit. Douglas Schulter. Got John Avon. Love this one. Love the view. It's almost mysterious. You can't tell what's behind the trees, but there's a glow there. And then we probably got one more. We got John Avon again. I love this kind of a misty forest. Got giant like logs in the foreground and stones, and just like the depth and the realism of the tree is fantastic. So great. So that is the first deck. The next one we're going to be checking out is Singer Vampire. Alright, and let's go ahead and check out the Singer Vampire deck. I'm going to place the Djinn deck back inside the box, because why not? And these boxes, we'll check them out too. They're pretty spacious, pretty big. There's a whole lot of room there. I guess you can like sleeve the cards. It'd be cool if the set came with like matching sleeves with the Djinn and the Singer Vampire on it. And you can throw the dice in there as well. This like nice cardboard box. It'd be cool if they were plastic or something, because they won't really stand up to too much abuse. There we go, 2000. So this came out in like 2000. And you get the Djinn on it. And then this box as well, it's got the Singer Vampire on the sides. Obviously, same art in the... Oh no, actually different art on the front. Different attack scenes. But on the back, tells you which deck you're grabbing, so it's kind of cool. And let's check out the Singer Vampire. And again, this is like exclusive art that I believe is only available in these box sets. Take off the protective cellophane wrapping. And again, the foil is black border instead of non. Got the shooting star right here. Singer Vampire, fantastic. A little bit of a warp, not too bad. 3 and 2 black. Creature Vampire, it's a 4/4 by Jeff Easley. I believe he's a common, I can't really tell. Or maybe uncommon. It's got flying. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Singer Vampire this turn is put into a graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on Singer Vampire. So if he attacks and deals damage to a creature that dies, he gets stronger. And I never really realized this till I looked at the picture on the booklet, but there's like a person right there. There's like a blue person there that he just has his hand on, and he's going to suck the life force out of. Interesting sort of chest stone as well. Beautiful moon in the background, but these foils, just beautiful. Oh, nice. These decks are pretty good. They're not full of just like bunch of bad cards. Like there's some good cards in here, like Counterspell. It's one of the best counter spells in the game. 2 blue for an instant counter target spell. Doesn't get much simpler than that. So it is cool that they do have Counterspell. So there is some kind of complex mechanics going on. It's definitely not like a starter set. It's a little bit more advanced than that, which is cool because these will have some fun interaction, these decks. All these giant creatures, I'm guessing, versus like some counterspells and stuff like that. These will be fun, and I'm actually going to try to use these because they look awesome. This is drawn by L.A. Williams. She's just conjuring up some magic or something like that in the art. And again, it's the mace, the symbol. You got Vigilant Drake, 4 and a blue. It's got flying. You pay 2 and a blue. You can untap it. It's a 3/3 by Greg Staples. I like that you can pay to untap it. So if you attack with it, you can have them attack and then pay to untap it and block or something like that if they're not paying attention. For 4 and a blue for a 3/3 with flying. Very blue skies in the background, a blue dragon. If he's flying way up there, you might not even see him. You got Impulse, very creepy art right here. Almost looks like a moon in the background or something like that, or he's standing behind a giant wall of cheese. 1 in a blue, it's an instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library. By Brian Talbot. And he's just getting a bunch of information. Creepy old man. He is creepy. He really is creepy. Got Gaseous Form. 2 in a blue. Prevent all combat damage to be dealt and dealt by enchanted creature. Okay, so I get it. You throw this one on your opponent's giant creatures. You throw it on the opponent's Force of Nature. Now it's an 8/8 creature that can't deal damage. And they still got to pay 4 mana at the upkeep or they get dealt damage. So that'd be pretty cool. By Roger Raup. And he's just like... almost looks like some sort of essence is over his body, almost controlling him, preventing him from doing whatever. Very cool. I think these decks are actually really fun. Got Giant Crab right here, just a big old crab. It looks kind of furry. Looks like he's got fur or something on his claws. And look how big he is compared to the boat. Man, imagine if those were real. People would not be so casually on the beach. 4 in a blue, Creature Crab. It's a 3/3 by Tom Kiffin. You pay blue. It can't be target of spells or abilities this turn. That's pretty cool. So if someone's about to try to do something, you can pay a blue and possibly prevent it. Big old crab. 5 mana for a 3/3 though. That's okay. Got Fog Elemento. You got the face kind of sliding between the trees. 2 in a blue. It's got flying. Attacks when it attacks or blocks, sacrifice at the end of combat. It's a 4/4 for 3 though, so that's pretty good. You can kind of just have it there as a blocker, or if you need to finish off the game, have him attack. But the minute he blocks or attacks, you got to sacrifice him. Yeah, by John J. Muth. A cool concept. 3 mana for a 4/4 with flying. Really not bad. Brainstorm. This is a really great card right here, and look at the crazy art. He's just brainstorming, literally lightning in his head, in his eyes, in his mouth. Lovely purples and blues in the background. 1 blue for an instant, draw 3 cards, and put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. So this is a really great card. 1 blue mana to draw 3 cards, and then you can decide to which 2 cards to put in your library. So if you had 5 cards in your hand and you draw 3, you can take any 2 cards, so even cards you already had in your hand. So this can be a really beneficial card right here, and you got to put them on the top of your library in any order. So this card can take a good think, but I think it's really powerful. By Christopher Rush. Got Cloud Elemental. Look at this. It's just like a cloud. He's trying to like suck in this little bug or something like that. 2 in a blue for 2/3 flying. Cloud Elemental can block only creatures with flying. I didn't see any creatures with flying in the green deck, so this can't really block anything in the green deck. But it's a flyer for 2/3. Not too bad by Adam Rex. Interesting art. Looks kind of warm, the cloud, almost like fire or something. You got some sort of snapping drake. Oh, I really like this art. It's like a very bony looking skin. Kind of yellow looking sky. 3 in a blue. It's a 3/2 with flying. Yeah, like almost all these creatures have flying. A bunch of creatures had reach in the other deck. I think like at least a couple. But man, there's a lot of flies in here. And that deck had a lot of giant creatures. So I think these decks would have some fun interactions for sure. By Christopher Rush drew this. Cool art. Big old blue dragon. Got Tolarian Winds. This is a great card. 1 blue, 1 in a blue. If it's instant, discard your hand, then draw that many cards. So if you had not many good cards in your hand, this can be very beneficial to you. I kind of confuse this with a different card. So if you had 3 cards in your hands, you pay 1 in a blue, discard your hand, and then draw that many cards. Which can be cool, kind of like a fresh restart. It'd be cool if you can target it with your opponent or something, but no. By Lawrence Snelly, because there'd be some cool discard decks that would be good if you could target your opponent. By Wayward Soul is the next one. 2 and 2 blue. It's a soul on top of the mountain. Maybe it's flying a bit. Extremely long looking feet and kneecaps. Very bizarre. It's a creature spirit. It's a 3/2. It's got flying. You pay blue. Put Wayward Soul on the top of its owner's library. So you can kind of save it from things, but then you got to put it on top of your library. So then you got to wait like another turn at least to get it out. But very cool by D. Trelizzi. Drew it. Really long tendrils of hair. Kind of beautiful stars in the background. Look at this card right here. It's like a bunch of land. You got like swamps maybe. You got the water. You got plains. You got mountains. The forest. Just everything is just getting sucked into this vortex, and there's just an eyeball in the middle of it. X in a blue by Mark Poole. Counter target spell unless the controller plays X. If he or she doesn't, that player taps all lands he or she controls and empty his or her mana pools. Wow, that's crazy. So if they don't pay the X, you make them tap all their lands as well. This is a fun card. I didn't even know. That's crazy. You got Feral Shadow. I always like this art. It's just like a shadow. It looks like a smoke cloud. It's literally a smoke coming out from the cityscape in the background. Very interesting, kind of like spastic looking scratches on like the nightscape of the city. But I think it grows great. 2 in a black. It's a flying for 2/1 by Cliff Nielsen. Lovely art. Looks like we're on the black creatures now. We've got Tar Pit Warrior. Brutal thing. He's just like a tar monster. He's got this creepy son of just one eye. Got some like bloody bone in the background. He's just slumbering through the tar pits. This thing is brutal. 2 in a black for a 3/4. When Tar Pit Warrior becomes target of spells or ability, you sacrifice it. So he's like a magical tar monster, and when he's targeted by anything, he just kind of vanishes back into tar. But crazy looking art by Gregory Pratt. Very crazy. Well, look at this. Skittering Horror. This thing is nasty looking. Almost looks like Alien vs. Predator type vibes. Interesting like background. Almost looks like some sort of valve, like heart valves made out of dragon scales or something. 2 in a black for a 4/3. It's pretty good. When you play it, when you play a creature spell, sacrifice Skittering Horde. Okay, that's where it is. 3 mana for 4/3, but then when you play another creature, you got to sacrifice it. By Mark Zerg. Very cool. Got Deathstroke. Very red background. 2 black. Destroy target tap creature. It's a sorcery by Colin McNeil. So hopefully one of your opponent's giant creatures attacked last turn. Then you can sorcery speed destroy it. Looks like this poor guy sliced Sarah Angel or something like that. By Colin McNeil. Terror, great card right here. This will kill anything in the other deck except artifacts. Yeah. 1 in a black, instant, destroy target, non-artifact, non-black creature. Can't be regenerated by Ron Spencer. This poor guy, Terror has frightened him. He's just literally curled down. It looks like all of his skin rotted away. He just bones and muscles. Creepy. And his eyeball is just piercing. But yeah, just great removal right here. 2 mana that can remove anything pretty much. Dark Ritual. Come on, this is a great card. Doesn't get better than that. Look at this kind of wizard guy with long fingernails. He's like turning into the vapor of like lava or something like that. 1 black. It's an instant. Add 3 black to your mana pool by Clint Langley. So 1 mana that can make 3 mana. That's great. You can pretty much get this guy out on turn 4, turn 3, something like that. Very cool. Drain Life. Interesting card. Very kind of muted colors. Very blue background. Looks like this poor guy's face has been scratched off or something. X, 1 in a black. It's a sorcery. Spend only black mana on X. Drain Life deals X damage to target creature player. You gain life equal to the damage dealt, but no more than the life than the player. No more life than player's life total before drain life dealt damage or the creature's toughness. Okay, so you can kind of drain some life from them and then gain some life by Andrew Robinson. Got Bone Harvest, 2 in a black. Instant speed, just like a field of all these bones. Creepy. He's like, everything's melting off of him. He's just turning into bones. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. So pretty much you got to draw 2 cards next turn upkeep. Or you draw 1 before, during your upkeep, and then your regular draw phase. So pretty cool. You can put a bunch of creatures on top of your library and draw them next turn. Got Coercion, 2 and a black. Sorcery. Crazy looking art right there. Crazy. He's pretty intimidated looking by her. Look at the target opponent's hand and choose a card from it. That player discards that card. I love discard spells. This is pretty good. Make him discard whatever you want. By Pete Ventures. Diabolic Edict. This is a great removal as well. So there's really good removal in here, especially against the other deck. You need a bunch of removal for those big creatures. You got 1 in a black. Instant, target player sacrifices a creature by Ron Spencer. It looks like he was on some sort of pirate ship. The captain just literally threw him off. You can see his hands in the air like he just threw him off, and he's just plummeting down to David Jones' locker. Brutal. Got Hollow Dogs, 4 in a black. It's a 3/3. Whenever Hollow Dogs attacks, it gets +2/+0 till end of turn. Someone attacks, it becomes a 5/3. Not too bad, but it is kind of expensive. But they're like some sort of like almost artifact looking dogs. They look like they're made of bone and metal almost. Very bizarre. By Jeff Miracola. Gravedigger. I think this is a fantastic card. He just spends his whole day digging graves, looking at the bodies, deciding if he wants to bring them back. 3 in a black for a 2/2. When Gravedigger comes into play, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So you can return something from your graveyard to your hand. Send your vampires in your graveyard, put them back in your hand, something like that. Dermot Power Druid. It's a 2/2 for 4 mana that can bring back a creature. Not too bad. Got Skittering Scourge. Looks like Ron Spencer drew this one. Yep, a very brutal looking purple, like kind of insect creature. Look at the mouth on that thing. Crazy. 2 black for a 3/2, flying. When you play creature spell, sacrifice Skittering Scourge. So again, it's like one of those creatures, you can have it out there, but as soon as you play another one, you gotta sacrifice it. But not bad for when you have it out, I guess. Alright, we got the Killer Whale. I guess Shamu's Revenge right here. 3 and 2 blue. It's a whale. It's a 3/5. I don't think there's many whale-type creatures in this game. This has got to be one of them. 1 blue. Gains flying till end of turn. That's pretty powerful right there. It's a 3/5 that you can get flying for just 1 blue. That's pretty fun. And it goes great with the picture. It's jumping out of the water, getting flying. And it's illustrated by Stephen Daniel. Got Cloud Vision. The old man in the sky right here. 5 in a blue for a 5/4. It can only block creatures with flying. So this is the second creature that can only block creatures with flying in this deck. This is drawn by Mike Dingleberg. And yeah, he's just some older man with a beard in the sky. Wild. Got Air Elemental. Like it looks like the air itself. 3 and 2 blue. It's got flying. It's a 4/4 by Douglas Chaffee. just a creature elemental. It's an uncommon. Awesome. Got a nice little looking multi-color border card right here. Blue and a black. It's a sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand and the rest on top of your library in any order. That's cool. So you kind of get a scry 5, take one of them, and then put the rest on top of your library in any order. I get maybe scry's not the best word for it, but yeah, pretty cool. You get to mess with the top 5 cards of your library and at least keep one in your hand. And looks like he's kind of peeking through outside of a window. The window is cracked. He's about to come in the house. That is some creepy looking art right there by Anthony S. Waters. Brutal monster in the middle of nowhere. That's creepy. It's like a rare right here. Got Blizzard Elemental, 5 and 2 blue. It's a 5/5 with flying. You pay 3 and a blue, untap Blizzard Elemental. So that's cool. You can pay 4 and untap it. It's a 5/5 that you can attack and just get some damage across, unless they have something with reach over there. But yeah, Thomas M. Baxter drew it, and it just looks like it doesn't really look like Blizzard. It almost looks like smoke or something like that. But it's like coming out over the desert, it looks like. Very bizarre. Got Leviathan. Awesome. Leviathan is the big. This one is even bigger than any of the green ones. This is awesome. 5 and 4 blue. This thing is 9 mana, 4 blue. That's crazy. It's a 10/10 though. It's got trample. It comes into play tapped and doesn't untap during your untap step. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice 2 islands. If you do untap it, Leviathan can't attack unless you sacrifice 2 islands. Wow, this has such steep cost to even use. Mark Tendon drew it. Look at that. It's like a giant whale filter feeder creature literally about to swallow up this house. But yeah, this thing is crazy. It's a trample. It's a 10/10. You can only untap it by sacrificing 2 islands. You can only attack with it by sacrificing 2 islands. So this thing is pretty much, you want to use it last resort, I would say. But this thing is crazy. Use it as a blocker or something like that. But I mean, to even untap it, you got to sacrifice 2. But this thing is wild. That's crazy. 10/10, bigger than anything in the other deck. Got Mahomety Dejin, 4/2 blue. It's a 5/6 with flying, and he's coming out of the lamp, and he got a kind of concerned look on his face. He's like, "What do you want me to do?" By Dan Frazier. Got the Fallen Angel. I didn't know Fallen Angel was a rare. 3 and 2 blacks. A 3/3. Got flying. Sacrifice a creature. It gets +2/+1 till end of turn. So for me, I would sacrifice those creatures that say when you play another creature, you have to sacrifice it. I would somehow get this out first, play those creatures that need to be sacrificed, and then use them for this. But it gives them +2/+1 till end of turn, so it can give this angel a little bit more power and toughness. Very cool. By Anson Maddox. Got Clockwork Aven. I'm pretty sure that this card is actually a misprint in this deck. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have flying. It's got 5 mana. It's a 0/4. Comes into play with 4 1/0 counters on it. Can't have more than 4 1/0 counters on it. End of combat. If the Aven attacked or blocked this turn, remove a 1/0 counter on it. X tap, put X 1/0 counters on it. So it's pretty much similar to the other kind of beast in the deck, the other deck, where it can only have a specific number +1/+0 counters on it, and if it does attacking or blocking, you got to remove one of them. I'm pretty sure this card's supposed to have flying, so I'm pretty sure this is actually a misprint right here by Randy Esplendi. Looks like some metallic kind of automaton bird, nice looking chrome. Yeah, and then it looks like we're on the lands. We got Remote Isle, this remote isle in the middle of nowhere. It's got cycling for 2 mana. Comes into play tapped and adds blue to your mana pool. Very cool. Looks like you got Polluted Mire. No, man, the poor swamp. You can see some sort of drainage pipe from a factory just polluting the whole thing. Old sort of valves right there, like pipe works going on. Cycling for 2. Comes into play tapped and adds black mana to your mana pool. By Stefan Daniel. Got Ebone Stronghold. Oh, this is the art in the back of the book. I wondered what that was. It did look like some sort of artifact land. Here we go. Yeah, I wondered what that was. It's got land, comes into play tapped, adds black to your mana pool. You sacrifice it, adds 2 black to your mana pool. Interesting. You got like blue and like yellow kind of streams coming there. Is this underwater or something? Hard to tell. Looks like you got Sylvanite Temple. Looks like some sort of Merfolk Temple or something like that. It's an uncommon land by Liz Danforth drew it. Beautiful art though. Looks like some structures underwater there. Comes into play tapped, adds blue to your mana pool. You sacrifice it, add 2 blue to your mana pool. And then we got some beautiful swamps. John Avon, very foggy background. Almost looks like in the background you can see some sort of fencer structure like that. Got some of those. Got some Romus swamps right here. Love the reflection in the water. We got Douglas Schulter swamps as well. Kind of follow the bend around. Fantastic. Got some islands, some Tony Suzulo. Crazy looking mountainous islands right there, just like pools in the middle. Really no flat land to walk on. We got the John Avon one with the bird flying in the sky. Very beautiful. And then the classic Mark Poole Island. Fantastic. So these decks are actually pretty cool to check out. Just place it back inside of the deck box right real quick. And yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this type of video. I've been wanting to get my hands on the Beatdown Box Set for quite a while, and I finally found one that I was willing to spend on, really not too much. And yeah, just really cool to check out a piece from history of Magic the Gathering, just like an older box set. I'm a huge fan of this kind of stuff, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Pretty cool box set as well. I like how it comes with 2 decks that are just pre-constructed, ready to go. Interesting that they have 61 cards in it. You think that they'd have 60. I feel like they almost added the Vampire and the Djinn on top of the pre-constructed deck already, but very bizarre. And it's always weird that the foils have the black border as well. I do like how it comes with the dice as well, with the black lotus symbol on it. I think that's pretty cool. Nice little storage case as well. Cool little booklet, pamphlet. I don't really need that. And yeah, but just such a cool little product to open up and check out. I've been wanting to get my hands on it for a while, and I finally did. And yeah, I just hope you enjoyed this type of thing. I just want to say thanks for stopping by, everyone. Hope you're all staying safe and doing wonderful out there. Stay positive, and I'll catch you on the next one.